All right, y'all. We should be live now. Hopefully, everybody can see and hear us okay. Um, Looking at the chat here, it's a lot of people in here already. Good to see all of you. LG, Flow Grown, B Charmin, Jeep Girl, Zane, and Joe Morgan, and Living Simple Homestead. Good to see all of you in here. Roaming Prepper, if you're out there still. And Tamara Reynolds, if you're still here. But yep, we're live and in color right now. We got the Papa Prepper on with us tonight, so it's definitely going to be a good time. So,
Hey guys, good to see y'all. Well, actually, I can't see nobody, but
yeah, you got the chat on your end there? Or?
No, I'm just on StreamYard. Man, I literally flew in here, hit the email, hit the link, and here I am.
Yeah. You should be able to still watch the chat on StreamYard up there at the top where it says comments and stuff. You click on that, that should bring the chat up for you.
Oh, okay. My
Yeah.
bad. Yep, there it is. Good deal.
Yep. Hey, Chris, good to see you. But yeah, we're in here, and I was running a little bit late, and Papa was too. So all that stuff. We had the kids had a softball game this evening, so we had to do that and rush home and get set up and everything. And Papa said that he was talking to somebody about a prayer request. We got a little boy we need to pray for.
Absolutely. The friend of mine called me, and his friend's little boy is in surgery right now, like as we speak.
Mm-hmm.
I've never heard of the procedure. They are completely removing his spine and replacing it with a plastic spine. So they definitely need all the prayer they can get tonight.
Yeah. Like we were saying a minute before we come on here, I've never heard of that, procedure before.
It's amazing what they can do anymore.
Yeah, it really is. But we'll go ahead and pray for him now. Dear Heavenly Father, we come to you tonight asking you to touch this little boy. You know the needs that he has and the procedure being done. And we pray that he'll come through it okay, and that your hands will be on the doctors doing what needs to be done, and that he'll recover 100% after this. I don't know all the details, but you do. In Jesus' name, amen.
Amen. Thank you, sir.
Twin Papa Lane's in here. Good to see you. I ain't seen my buddy Reverend in here yet. Maybe he's done fell asleep on us already. But yeah, so how's your week been going?
Cold, actually. Today it was actually sunny, but man, it's still real chilly out here.
Yeah.
No rain today, so that's a blessing. I think it's
We
supposed to be pretty dry this week.
That's good. We had a small shower this morning, but it didn't amount to much. But we got a pretty good little rain the other day. Hey, Cat Lady, good to see you in here. But yeah, we had a cold spell last week, and I really got worried about my tomatoes and stuff, but looks like they come through it okay. I got my corn's coming up. It's probably about that tall. And we planted last week. We planted tomatoes and squash and peppers and cucumbers and all that fun stuff. And I planted my lima beans and green beans and all of that.
I'm waiting to get mine in the ground still. Man, it's just so wet here. It's awful. Mm-hmm. I think it was 2 days last week it didn't rain.
Really?
Steady rain all day. There was maybe 2 days.
Yeah. Rain is really a two-edged sword, you need rain and things like that, but sometimes it just puts a big hindrance on you.
Yeah. I woke up this morning, everything was nice and frosty again. I think my tomatoes are all right. It wasn't real bad, but it's pretty good frost. Kind of pushing the limits a little bit.
Yeah, luckily we didn't get quite that cold. It only got down to like the upper 30s or lower 40s. We didn't have any frost, so that's a good thing.
Yeah, Mama was leaving for work this morning, and she called me on FaceTime, and she's like, "This is my windshield," and it was just icy. She was sitting there waiting. I was like, "Oh no,"
Hmm.
but it was all right. I just said last night, I'm over it. If the Lord wants me to have tomatoes, I'll have tomatoes in the morning. If not, I'm over it.
Yeah, it's only so much you can do. But Dave said they had frost in Ohio yesterday.
Yeah, yesterday morning it was just real light frost here, nothing bad. But this morning it's pretty heavy.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Like I said, we got lucky on that. The greenhouse is doing pretty good. I've got green tomatoes coming on my vines in there. They're probably, about
I
that
seen
big
that.
or something now.
Yeah, I seen that. Yeah,
So,
I did take all my peppers in the greenhouse because they're a little more sensitive to the cold than tomatoes are. But I don't have any fruit yet. Nothing coming on.
mm-hmm.
It takes time.
Twin Poplar Lane, Tommy is in Indiana, I believe.
Yes, Southern Indiana, right
Hey,
smack
Big Red.
middle between Louisville and Indianapolis.
Mm-hmm. I've never been out there. That's pretty cool. Is that around anywhere near the Indianapolis racetrack?
Yeah, I'm about 60 miles south of that.
That's cool. You ever go to that?
No. I
Mhm.
have never been up. I've seen it. I mean, I drove by it plenty of times, but I've never been there.
Mhm. Hey, Tech Tarded Prepper, good to see you in here. Hopefully everything is going good for you tonight.
Roman prepper said Papa prepper, a lot cooler than Texas. Haha.
Yeah,
I think Texas would be a little too warm for me.
I've never been out there either. My buddy, the Reverend, he loves it out there in Texas and Oklahoma and things like that. He's been out there a lot.
Oh yeah.
Mhm. But I ain't never quite made that trip. Mhm.
No, farthest west I've been is Missouri, and I loved it there. That was real pretty. I've been
And
twice.
Tech Tardis said, "Hey, six shooter and Tommy, please say hi to my Don Zebulon."
It's his son Zebulon.
Oh, Zebulon.
Hey
How you
Zebulon,
doing, buddy?
good to see you, bud. Yeah, it absolutely makes that kid's day that people on the computer talks to him.
Yeah, that's cool. I didn't know that. I'll have to shout him out more often.
Twin Poplar Lane said he used to coon hunt up around Peoria a lot. I know where that's at, but I've never been there.
Hmm.
Yeah, I've been to Missouri, then I've been over um, Cincinnati. Well, not Cincinnati, Columbus, Ohio. That's about as far as I've been east. Then I've been
Yeah.
down about half, not quite halfway down Florida, down to Anna Maria Island, and that's a beautiful place. I've been
Mm.
out to the Outer Banks down there in North Carolina, South Carolina, whichever one it is. The Outer Banks, I would move there in a heartbeat. I love
Yeah.
it.
I haven't been there yet. I've been to Virginia Beach and Myrtle Beach and all that, but I'm really not a beach guy to tell you the truth. It's just sand and water.
Well, Mandy and the girls, they're I mean, they're all about the beach. And I mean, I'll go for a little while, but then I get hot and I get angry when I get hot. Like, are
Yeah.
you guys ready? And I can get in the ocean for about a half hour and then I feel ill, like the
Mm.
waves, and just get me back to the room.
Yeah. Yep.
Hey, cat lady. She says we're the best. Well, thank you. We
I
think you're
appreciate that.
awesome too. She says she needs prayers because she's sick.
Oh, well, that's not good.
It's the last thing
We'll,
that woman needs.
yeah, we'll definitely pray about that. Hopefully, nothing serious.
Excuse me.
And Javia's here. Good to see you. It's real easy to get lost in the chat trying to keep up.
Oh, it's very easy. I do get lost. I can't keep up anymore.
But yeah, I appreciate everybody coming on here, and I appreciate everybody subbing and following and getting to that 1,000 mark. That I really got excited over that, and since then the channel's been growing. Day by day, it's picking up subs, so that's a good thing. And this is the first live stream after hitting 1,000, so I may have to watch what I say now.
Never heard you say anything out of the way anyway.
No, not really. I was going to ask you, since I got to 1,000, do I get my own personal YouTube reviewer yet, or is that just after you get monetized?
I think that's when you get monetized. They really start cracking down on you.
Yeah.
I've had a couple videos been taken down, and I can't for the life of me figure out why. They just deleted it. I don't know what I done because I keep it pretty clean,
Oh
language.
yeah.
So I don't know. I try not to talk too in depth about certain things.
Yeah.
I'm not
I
saying
don't
I
know.
don't talk about it, but
I guess it's just the Google machine.
I guess.
Like Bear Independent always says, it's their sandbox.
We're just playing in it. Yep.
Yep. Mama Tektar, good to see you in here too.
Hey, Mama. I see a lot of my folks in here.
Mm-hmm.
Good to see
That's
y'all.
one thing that I really enjoy too, is so much of the prepping community share the same subscribers. You can, pretty much any live chat you go to, you can see the same familiar faces. And here comes another one, Mrs. Poppa Prepper. Good to see you in here. I think that's another one of your subscribers.
Sounds familiar.
Something
I've
like that.
I've seen her around.
Yeah.
She
But
was looking.
yeah,
She was looking at vacation spots when I came in here. So that time.
that'll be fun.
Yeah, we always try to go somewhere every year. Last year we went down to Gatlinburg for a week.
I like it down there.
Oh, I do too. We've been together 15 years, and that was the first vacation we had by ourselves. No kid.
Really.
It was nice. I mean, I love my kid, but
Yeah.
it's nice.
Yeah, it's definitely nice to be able to take a step back every now and then.
Yep.
Yep. Hey, True American Loretta's in here. Good to see you.
Hey, Loretta. Be charming. Good to see you. Joe Morgan, I've seen him in here.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, Orville was telling me the other day he's thinking about getting him a greenhouse. I told him, about that one you got and everything.
It's the way to go, man. It saved me. Definitely saved me this year.
Mm-hmm.
Just on the hot days, don't forget to open your windows.
Yeah. Mine it doesn't get quite enough ventilation in there. I've got one door and I put some vents in there, but it's not, a lot of air. So I got fans running in there, and I also put, a small tarp on, maybe half of it or something on the side where the sun comes in the most and, really helps keep it cooler in there now. So it's doing pretty good now. We get full on into the summer. It's probably going to be too hot to grow anything because, up here we have high humidity too. So when you got like 90 some degrees and heat index of 105 and humidity, I think it's going to be too much.
Just see them burst into flames.
It's possible.
LG Homestead. Mine is, I think, 7 feet by 15 feet. I got a little one. But it does the job. She's asking how big our greenhouses are. Now, you built yours, right?
Yeah, I really haven't measured it, but I made mine the bottom out of pallets, and I've got, let's see, 3 pallets wide and 4 pallets long. So if that gives you an idea, and I think pallets, 4 foot wide, something like that. Well,
Yeah. So
I think it's 4 foot tall. I don't remember how width it is, but if that gives you an idea, everybody pretty much knows what a pallet size is. But the main thing in there that saves me on space is where that cattle panel hoop. I mean, you can put a ton of hanging pots in the top of that thing.
oh yeah.
And next year I'm gonna try doing I forgot what it's called, but where you take a hanging pot or a bucket you make into or whatever, and you plant the tomato plant upside down where it grows down.
Yeah.
I'm gonna try that next year.
I tried it once just from the one you bought, the a couple years
Mhm.
ago it was the thing, those green bags you hung upside down. I'd had no
Yeah,
with those. But I've never tried to actually make one. So it'd probably work a lot better. Something that actually hold moisture and something like, stuff like that.
yeah, yeah. I'd like to try that because that would, just be able to save so much space. I had to take some of them down that are, in the hanging pots growing up because the tomato plants are growing up so much they're hitting the roof. They're not really laying over, they're growing straight. So I kind of had to set them on the floor and, roll with it that way.
Yeah, I'm doing. I think I got 15 out there that are in pots that I'm growing vertically, straight up.
Hmm.
I've watched a lot of videos on it. I forget what it's. I mean, it's just vertical gardening, but you plant your indeterminate tomatoes like that because they'll produce
Hmm.
fruit until it's just too cold. So as long as you keep them growing straight up and pruned, I mean, you can just walk out there and just pluck them like a tree, and then the determinate ones I'm gonna put in the ground. I got like 30 Roma tomatoes and some other ones that I'm gonna put straight in the ground just to let them kind of, bush like they're supposed to.
Yeah. Well, what do you know? We start talking about gardening, and here comes Green Thumb Prepper in here. Good to see you.
Hey
And
Sean, good to see you, man.
Twin Poplar Lane said this was his first year with a greenhouse, and Reverend seen it last week. Yeah, he was telling me about that, and that really kind of pushed him to getting one. He hadn't got it yet, but he's talking about it, and we were going to have a get together, and I just couldn't get home from work in time and make it. But you know, I really like the greenhouse. And going back with the pruning, I need to learn how to prune the tomatoes back and all that stuff because if I can keep it from getting too hot in there, since I've got heat in the greenhouse and everything, for winter, I think I can keep those tomatoes, growing for a long time, if not, you
Yeah,
know, all year long if I can, keep the temperature regulated in there.
yeah. Green Thumb there. I don't know if you've seen or if he showed it in the video or if he showed it to me, but he's got a pepper plant that he's had for I'm thinking 6 years, 7 years, something like that. He's kept
Really?
it alive, and oh yeah, I mean that thing looks like a tree down at the bottom.
Hmm. What kind of pepper is it? Green pepper? Or
I'm not sure.
I
I'm
didn't
sure
think
he'll
that they would
answer us.
live that long.
Oh yeah, he's had it for. I'm pretty sure he said like at least 5 years. I can't remember exactly.
Hmm.
He's listening. I'm sure he'll answer us.
Yeah. Usually, in the big garden, we do, hybrid tomatoes, which is will grow as long as they keep growing out of the top. That's cool. Yeah. I think they're heirloom. Um, I don't remember if the pack said heirloom or organic, but they're beefsteak tomatoes. Pepper plants on the fourth year.
Oh,
That
fourth.
is cool.
My bad, but still, 4 years. That's pretty impressive to keep a
I
pepper.
really didn't think that they would be able to live that long, but I'm not a professional gardener by any means.
Me, me neither.
Hmm.
They're
Grow
perennial.
without rule of law.
Huh?
That's pretty cool.
Yeah. Said they grow in the side of the road in Mexico. That's awesome.
Green Thumb said he grows 13-foot tall tomatoes. That's pretty cool.
Yep.
I think mine is probably about 4 or 5 feet tall, something like that. I got it growing in a 5 gallon bucket, and it's doing pretty good in a smart pot. I've never heard of a smart pot. LG will be back in a minute. All right, we'll see you then. Yep, Cat Lady, I appreciate everybody hitting the like button. That's always appreciated.
I
Yeah.
feel. I think we was going to Florida one year. Yeah, it was in Florida, down in southern Alabama. We was driving through, and there was over on the right big old red peppers. I mean,
Mhm.
plants just as far as you could see, just fields and fields, like miles of peppers. I thought that was because it was just little red dots everywhere. All the peppers growing out through there. And
Yeah.
him talking about them growing by the side of the road reminded me of that.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. Have you ever dehydrated any of your peppers?
Nope, I do not have a dehydrator yet. I want one.
I get
Actually, they've got an Instapot in there, and it says you can dehydrate with that.
hmm.
I don't know.
I got a small one last year. It's just a round one. It's a Presto. I think it was like $40 or $45, something like that. But I've dehydrated some peppers in it. Apples and bananas work really good, and it's you can do jerky and all that in it too. It just takes a while. I want to do that, but I haven't quite got into that yet.
Yeah, I'm hoping to get into all that. We're gonna. She got me a water bath canner this year, so I'm gonna start out with doing that, and hopefully I'll be able to score a pressure canner. Like around here, there is no shortage of that stuff at all. I mean, like
That's good.
Rural King, Tractor Supply, they've all got very nice supply of pressure canners.
True American Loretta says that she found a purple bell pepper. That sounds cool. I've never seen that either.
I got some of those, Loretta. If they make it, they're up.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it grows. Mine's called, I think, Carnival Mix. It's bell peppers, but they're like red, orange, white, purple, green, like all them colors in one pack. So that'll be pretty cool if they come out.
Mm-hmm. Well, that rule of law says that they dehydrate peppers in the Presto. Also, can just dry out in the sun. I
Yeah, I've got.
have I have heard of that. Um, if I remember right, one of Viking preparedness videos, PJ Fox, one of his Patreons, a long time ago, they dehydrate stuff. They have an old vehicle in the yard and they just set it on the dash and the windshield and everything
That's
and dehydrate it that way.
heat lamps work too.
Yeah. It looks like it does.
Yeah, I got these laying over under the heat lamps where she keeps her succulent flowers, and it's doing a good job. I mean, a lot slower, but it's working.
Yeah. Flow Grown says peppers are easy to dry in the sun.
Green Thumb says he dehydrates so much stuff. I'd
I bet so.
like to have one. I watch, what's their names? I think it's Cog Hill. You ever watch Cog Hill Farms?
I think I've heard of them.
Man, they got the whole freeze dry system and everything in their house. Freeze dry food, and that must be nice.
Yeah. I have, a bunch of different ones on YouTube I sub to and watch and stuff like that, but I can't remember the names of all of them.
Oh, I'm the same way.
LG watches Cog Hill.
It's a pretty good show. They got a good setup. I watch Cattywampus Acres too. It's pretty good. I think they only have like 5 or 6, 7 acres.
Hmm.
Like they try to every bit of it's homestead, and it's a pretty good show.
Yeah, definitely so. I've been falling behind on my homestead and stuff lately. Where we're working at now, we're having to work later, and you know, you get home, 5 o'clock in the evening. It doesn't leave you much time to get things done.
Yeah, I know it. I get home at 6, and
Hmm.
by the time you get home and just kind of unwind for a second, and you got about an hour of daylight left.
Yeah. With all the animals we got now on a normal day to day basis, feeding and watering and stuff, it takes 30 to 45 minutes.
Well, that's not too bad because you guys got a lot of. I mean, you got a
Yeah.
lot of animals.
you know, a lot of it kind of takes care of itself. The big chickens we have, big self feeders, so you only got to fill them up, every week or two or something. But the smaller ones you got to feed every day, and the rabbits you got to feed every day. I don't have big feeders for them and
Right.
things like that, and the goats and everything. But you know, maybe one day I'll have it all like a well oiled machine.
Yeah, I'm. Rabbits is probably the only other thing that I'll add. I mean, I'll keep adding some chickens and stuff like that, but just
Hmm.
for a little bit of land, because I wanted goats. I wanted goats bad, but then I really started thinking about it, and it's like I need to keep it what's just usable. I mean, and
Well,
goats are usable, but not for us really, because there's no way the girls would drink the milk. I know that. I mean, if they had to, they would, but
hmm,
end up costing money more than anything. So,
they make good pets, though. But hey, Prepper Nation's in here. Good to see you.
hey, John, good to see you.
He
We're,
said that we're a little too clean shaven.
he's got to be talking about up top.
That's got to be. But yeah, the goats, that small one we got, was a bottle baby. She's off the bottle now. But I mean, that thing is so tame. You let her out, it's just like a dog following you around and
Yeah,
running and playing with the kids and stuff like that.
yeah, that's what I was wanting. LG Homestead was the Nigerian dwarfs.
Hmm. We've got a
And
couple different ones.
they're
I'm not sure exactly what all we got. My wife is more the goat person, but I think we've got a couple boars, and I know the one that we just got is Nubian, the baby, and the other one I got, I don't remember what she is. But Flow Grown says goats are better than pigs, and I guess in a lot of ways, but we haven't eaten any of the goats yet to try the meat or anything, but I know it's hard to beat the pigs. They're delicious.
absolutely
Pigs are harder to keep up than goats are.
probably a lot more cleaning, more maintenance. I could
Yeah.
imagine.
In a way, we really didn't have to, clean too much because we had a pretty good lot down in the woods where it don't bother anybody or anything, and they just kind of do their own thing. With the pigs, you have to have them a water spot, kind of like a mini pond so they can get in and, roll in the mud and get wet and stuff because they don't sweat. And, just that's something to consider. But the fence, the pen itself is a main issue. We had before when I had them a few years ago, we had just woven wire, run all the way around, and they stayed in it pretty decent until the first time they found out they could push through it and get out, and then it was on after that. So I went on the inside, and put up some T-posts, and I run 4 strands of barbed wire all the way around about that far apart. And I also put electricity on the barbed wire. It'll conduct electricity just like, actual electric fence wire.
Right.
And after I did that, as long as you got power on the fence, they won't go through it because it was pretty hot. It was designed to run like 5 miles of fence, and it's in probably a 20-foot pen. But
Well,
hogs are hard headed, so the more the better.
fried the bacon before it was even butchered.
Yep. Hey, John Mack, good to see you.
He said,
Shorty has alpine goats. Yeah, some of them will get mean.
John Mack said, goats don't have bacon. Enough said.
Pretty much. But I need to find me some more hogs. I haven't been able to find any this year, man. People want ridiculous prices for them things now.
I've heard that.
And feed is going up too. Last year when we got the hogs was, I think it was May or June, something like that. But the 100 pounds of feed at the local feed store was $13 and something a bag. Now this year it's gone because I feed the same thing to my chickens. Actually, it's cheaper than buying actual chicken food, and they produce more eggs off of that than they did with the laying mash for whatever reason. But that's what I went to. But anyway, the same bag of feed now is $19 and something a bag, so it jumped a lot, and it was really surprising me how many people were buying pigs and the prices that they're going for nowadays with the feed being as high as it is. But I figure maybe in a couple months, about 3 months, and people realize how much feed they go through, there might be some more hogs on the market.
Yeah, I know chicken feeds went up too, about $3 from when I first got the chickens again this time. So about 2 months ago until now, it's went up $3 a bag. There's Red.
Yep, he done slipped in here. Flowgrown says that they bred theirs and couldn't even give them away. I don't know, maybe it's just a area thing, but around here, they're a hot commodity.
John asked, how close are you to Springfield, Missouri? My buddy has fair prices.
I'm quite a bit away from there. I'm down in Virginia, so that's a little ride for me. And yeah, flow-grown corn in general did go up a lot. I'm really wanting to be able to raise my own corn and get a grinder to be able to make my own feed and get the cost down. I'm looking into that right now. I talked to a buddy of mine today, actually at the ball field, and they've got an old one that hooks to PTO on a tractor they don't use anymore, and we might be able to work up a deal on that. And then I just have to, plant some corn and, everything like that. But we're working on it one step at a time. Homesteading and prepping is never done.
No, it is not. True story. So you ready for the gas shortage?
Well,
can be.
I guess we're gonna have to be.
You guys were one of the states, right? One of the 17 or whatever it was.
Tell you the truth, I don't know. I didn't really. I heard about it, but I didn't look into it enough.
I know it comes right up to Kentucky. It was as far north as it went. Like, whew.
I'm kind of a bad prepper in the sense of I don't keep up with a lot of headlines and things like that.
I'm the same way, man.
But some of the stores in the local town here ran out of gas today. They didn't have gas at different places, but I really don't know. Cat Lady says yes, Virginia and North Carolina is.
Yeah.
Well, that's cool. We usually get hit with all the crap, so let's do it. But anyway, it's it's a big fuel company that we've always bought diesel fuel from, for the logging business and stuff. And they brought fuel out to the woods today, and I didn't get a chance to talk to the delivery driver, and kind of find out if how they're doing and everything. But they still had fuel to bring to the woods and everything. But yeah, where'd it go? John said North Carolina just declared a state of emergency over gas. That's not good at all.
No. Gas station started running out this afternoon, pulled the hoses off as they ran out. Wow.
Yeah, Dave says $3 a gallon there. Hey James, good to see you. But yeah, ours was running about 265 around here normally. I seen one place which was actually out of gas, but they had jacked it up to 272 this morning.
Ours
But
is right at 3.
Zane says the gas went up 20 cents a gallon from Saturday till today. And what makes it really bad is it was already terribly too high to begin with.
Right. Hey, Independent Marine, good to see you, brother.
Yeah, good to see you.
I heard you and Orville are going to come to our little shindig.
We're talking about it. He mentioned it to me the other day. I hadn't heard you talking about it and stuff until then, so I got to get the details and hopefully be able to line up and everything like that. But it definitely sounds pretty cool.
I think it'd be a blast. Especially if you bring that banjo.
Yeah, that would be cool. You gonna bring your guitar?
Oh, absolutely.
So if you could only grab one, would you grab the bug-out bag or the guitar?
Am I got a family or am I single? No, it would hurt. I'd take the bag.
Yeah.
Probably.
Orville said he's excited.
I'd probably try to grab both until I just absolutely couldn't do it no more.
Yeah. Yeah, we'll grab that. It's like, it's okay. We need it. It's morale booster. We need
Yeah.
it.
2 days later, I told you we needed it, and it's firewood.
Yeah, I was thinking the same thing.
Take both. Let the wife carry the guitar. She's got her own bag.
Yep. The guitar might not be too bad, but a banjo, man, that thing would get heavy pretty quick. Banjos are heavy.
Absolutely would.
A lot of people that don't know anything about a banjo, we're playing somewhere or whatever, I hand it to them. They're like, wow, that thing's heavy. And it's like, yeah, it's pretty much like having a car tire around your neck.
Right?
That's pretty much right, Tech Tardit.
Yep.
Definitely a lot of that going on in the Washington area.
LG, the ones they found who hacked the Colonial Pipeline. It's a place called, I think, Black Black Space, Black Play. I can't remember now. I was just reading it just I don't know, a couple hours ago. But they did find who said they didn't mean to cause any problems. What do you think's going to happen?
For real. I mean,
Absolutely, Chris. She said, strap the guitar to the dog.
Yeah, that'll work. Need a bug-out wagon.
Right?
Hey, Hidden City, good to see you in here. Chris said dark side.
Dark side. I was thinking black
Oh,
side.
John did too.
Dark side. My bad. Dark, black. Kind of the same thing.
Yeah. Like I said, I don't keep up with a lot of headlines. I usually let John cover that for me. I'll just watch his video.
Right. Hey,
But
thank you, LG Homestead. I appreciate that.
yeah, I hadn't been able to be in the Prepper Nation premieres for the last week or so. The track we're cutting on now, I have no service at all. It's a big X, on my phone, so I'm off grid at work now, pretty much.
Well, he goes.
Um,
His premiere starts at 9, and I got to be at work at 9, so I never get to catch the premiere.
yeah.
Very rarely.
Independent Marine says, "Who's bringing the banjo?" I guess that would be me.
This man right here. I guess he's never heard you play.
Maybe not. I don't know, really. I want to get time to make some more, music videos and things, but I just hadn't been able to do it lately.
And I'm wanting to get back to making better prepping and homesteading videos because it's like when the weather started going, I was doing great,
Hmm.
and the weather started going crazy, and you can't do nothing in the rain,
Really throws a wrench in it.
It does because now that I've been outside, doing stuff and filming, and I hate being stuck behind a desk. I can't
Hmm.
stand it sitting back here making videos. It's rough.
Yeah, I'm definitely an outside type person.
Me too.
I told my wife, that tractor is a lifesaver with everything we got going on now. No more time than I got. I don't see how we could get everything done without it now. I mean, it just makes it so much faster in the garden compared to that hand tiller.
Right. That's definitely on my wish list. I actually was you over in my live stream Saturday night?
I think I caught the last little bit of it.
I had a viewer give me a tractor.
Really?
Yeah.
That's cool.
That is, I didn't know. I was speechless. And I didn't want to say okay, because I thought that's a big gift,
Yeah.
And somebody else said, I think the proper thing to say is thank you. And then I got to thinking, like they say, if somebody is good enough to do, something like that for you, don't refuse it because you're still in their blessings.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, I missed that part. I think I caught maybe the last 30 minutes or something of it.
man, I about cried. I about cried on my live stream. I'm not
I
even
bet so.
kidding.
But yeah, um, going with that, we used to play a lot, when I had a whole band and everything, back when we didn't have so much work and everything, had more time and whatnot. And then we just kind of grew apart, everybody doing different things and everything. But we used to play a lot of churches and a lot of gospel and stuff like that. And, people would try to give you money and stuff. And we'd always say, we're not playing for that and all that kind of stuff. And, I forgot where it was at, but it was one, older preacher come up to us one time and said, if they're wanting to give it, you need to take it because you're stealing their blessing and everything like that. And I had never thought of it that way, but it's definitely something to consider.
Right. Yeah, it's definitely a blessing. Hopefully, I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's a Ford or John Deere. I don't care. I don't care if it's pink. If it runs, I will take it. And
Yeah.
that is awesome. And hopefully, I can find me a tiller for it.
Definitely so. The tractor was definitely one of our big goals. I've been wanting our own tractor. My father-in-law's got some we can borrow whenever and everything, but it's not the same as having your own. Whenever you want to go do something, you turn the key and go. But
Yeah.
I'd been wanting one for a while. I wanted one a little bit bigger and one that had a loader on it, but this thing come up and is just such a good deal and so much stuff come with it, we couldn't turn it down. And honestly, I'm glad I got it. It's really small. It's a little bit bigger than a lawnmower and everything, but as a matter of fact, that's really a good benefit to it because it'll just pretty much fit anywhere.
Right.
And it's four-wheel drive. If it was two-wheel, it wouldn't do very much. When you push or whatever, it'll get to spinning. But you lock it in four-wheel drive. It actually surprised me a lot because when I was growing up, I was always used to bigger tractors. 30 horsepower and up. 60, 80, stuff like that. So I figured, a little 15, 18 horsepower. That ain't much to it. But I was actually very surprised.
Yeah, the outfit you got now is about the size I would like to have. Like I said, I'm not picky. I'll take anything. But because we have very little bit of land here, so it would be perfect size for me.
Hmm.
You got quite a bit of land though. You're gonna work that little thing to death.
Yeah. But James said, grab the banjo and friends and come on down to Louisiana and play some good music. And John at Prepper Nation's invited, but we don't know any Dixie Chick songs. Yeah, I don't know any of them either. But yeah, we actually own 4 acres here, but my father-in-law owns a lot of land that joins it, so it's pretty much the same thing. We can do whatever. That field I'm fencing in, we own a small portion of it, but he owns the rest of it. And that, where the cows and stuff's at is mostly on his side and everything. And, I can fence the rest of it in, but one thing's holding me back on that is just fencing material is so high, post and wire and
Yep.
everything like that.
Now, are those your cattle or are they his?
They're mine. Prepper Nation says Miranda Lambert or bust. I actually do like Miranda Lambert. She's cool. But yeah, I've got 2 cows out there, and then we've got the goats and everything. I would like to, get the rest of it fenced in and things, and maybe get another 1 or 2 or something. But I can't get a whole lot out there because you can, they say about 1 cow per acre to, keep it managed and
Right.
everything. Which you could put 20 out there if you wanted to, but you just got to feed the crap out of them. You probably be going through a ton of feed a day, and it's just not worth it at that point. Because it's actually a guy bought the place across from my mom and dad's house, and he's got probably the amount I got fenced in out there for the cow part, or maybe a little bit less. And he's got like 10 of them out there, and I mean he's just bringing in pallets of feed every week trying to feed them things, and it's just not worth it at that point.
Yeah, I couldn't do it if I was just throwing money out like that. There's
Yeah.
no.
The cow feed I got is like 16% or whatever, and it's 50-pound bags instead of 100, but it's, like $10.50 a bag. So it does add up. But yeah, Orville, I do got the Prepper Nation shirt on here.
I got that same shirt.
It is a cool shirt.
I will do that, cat lady.
But yeah, um, the tractor, I don't know if you've seen the video I did the other day on it, but
Yeah, I did. Now, did
like I
you?
said,
All those implements came with that.
most of them did. Um, I don't remember if I showed the boom pole. I think I missed the boom pole, but anyway, you put that on the back of the hitch, and it stretches out, and it's got a hook on the end where you hook a chain or whatever to lift stuff and move it around. Is basically what it does.
Right.
I don't know. I may have shown that, but anyway, a buddy of mine got that at a sale for me, and the cultivator I got, we had that. That was my dad's, but he let me have it and everything. And the spreader, I bought that at an auction. Only give $100 for it. New there anywhere from 7, 8, 1,000 up, stuff like that. But I did have to buy the PTO shaft for it. So I got that at AGI or AIG, whatever. It's agricultural supply, but I got the whole complete shaft for $80. So I still got less than 200 in it. So it's still a good deal. So I bought those and the dirt scoop. I bought that, but the rest of it came with it. It was the plow, the disc, the tiller, the snow blade, which I'm probably never going to use anyway, and then the road blade and the rotor tiller and the bush hog.
Nice.
So it was, you know, pretty good deal. It was I got it, the tractor and all that for $3,500.
Oh, you can't beat that.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
So, I went ahead and jumped on that. Is actually the guy that runs a loader with us, his brother, because I was telling him, I want to find a tractor, and then he's like, "Hey, my brother's got one for sale," and we talked to him on that and stuff, and got that. So it's definitely been a lifesaver so far.
Absolutely. That price, man. That's awesome.
Yeah, I really wanted one like the John Deere 30, 35 horsepower, 4-wheel drive with a bucket on it, but I mean, they're just selling so high that I just couldn't afford that.
Yeah. The demand for any kind of farm equipment, man, the prices are going up. Even just the little walk behind tillers. I
Yeah.
can't believe how much they've went up.
I was looking before we got the bush hog, those little walk behind trimmer things. It's like a big weed eater, it's got the head on it and the big string comes out on both sides and stuff. I remember a couple of years ago looking at them, they were like 350, something like that. I seen them at Tractor Supply the other day for like over 500. And
Yeah.
it's like, wow. And I mean, it's basically, just a little push mower motor on it and a weed eater head. And that's, it's
Yep.
just crazy. But around here, tractors has actually been in a shortage. Like if you want to go buy one new and stuff, a lot of the tractor lots, man, they ain't got nothing out there.
No. And I've
Or
noticed
if they do, they're already sold and just hadn't been picked up.
I noticed it's hard to find things in stock. The prices are going up. And just, every once in a while we'll just get out and go for a ride, up through the holler and around the ridge and stuff. And it starting to, I don't know about there, but here you're starting to see a lot more like water catchment systems and people with gardens that never had gardens, people with
Yeah.
chickens and rabbits that's never had any kind of animals.
Yeah.
It's like a lot of people are catching on. I mean, they're not going to be able to, we ain't going
I've
to go
seen
without a fight.
I've seen that in my area too. A lot more people have more prepper style stuff than before, and I just want to take credit for that, making all these YouTube videos and encouraging people. But yeah, I've actually got now since I've been doing it and everything, actually looking for that stuff. When you ride out and look, and it's like,
I do
hey,
too.
they got a rain
Yep.
catchment. They're on the right path and stuff like that. Where before, I would look and stuff, but you don't really pay attention to it. But once you start getting into the prepper mindset, it's like, hey, I see that. Kind of like concealed carrying.
Yeah.
Once you carry, you can spot anybody else that's carrying.
Yep. I always try to remember where I see stuff. Not that I would go take it or nothing, but it's like, they might be friendlies, like if you get in a spot and they're doing the same thing as you are, they might be, on the same level as you are, same mindset, and
Yeah,
never met them before in your life, but a situation like that could definitely bring people together. You know,
me and Orville's really trying to reach out and find different people that's prepper minded in our areas and things like that. They had a meeting the other day, which I wasn't able to make it to, but um, I think he knew them guys before, but they actually, you know, they either started watching. I think it was one of the live streams that me and him did together, and I don't know if it picked up from his side or my side, but they started, talking to us on here, and then he was talking to him, and because it's more in his neck of the woods, and they set it up. But I wanted to go, but I just couldn't make it. But it's really cool, and I'm wanting to do more things, with prepper minded people. Um, we got some different ones around. I've been talking to at the ball field when the kids have games and stuff, and you know, we really hadn't gotten into the tinfoil hat or anything like that. Just normal stuff. They're doing. They got chickens and garden and stuff like that, like we do and everything. And I told them we want to get together and have a cookout and stuff, and maybe be able to find some more folks to bring into the fold.
Right.
Whether you get close
Yeah,
enough
because
to
you can
be
usually talk.
back.
Not even talking about. Yeah, not even talking about prepping stuff. Just you can talk to somebody for 5 or 10 minutes and kind of feel it. Like, this ain't the one.
Yeah,
They're he voted for B.
yeah, but in this area, it's just so rural. It's just so much farming and stuff like that anyway. That is, it's just
Right.
kind of a way of life, whether people consider to be preppers or not. But yeah, it's just, whether you get to be full blown mag or not, it's always good to have that, relationship where, if they need something, you need something or whatever, or like, John always talks about the blue helmets and stuff. If you have that situation, you, you can already tell, who's going to be on your side and who's not.
Right. I did not see
That,
that, lady. That's just what you need, though, is another pig.
yeah, she's definitely got the animals there.
I don't know how she keeps up with them, man. Yeah, we're not that I know of, like right here, right around us. Nobody's on board really prepping, but everybody around here, for the most part, is pretty awesome people.
Hmm.
So, I think they would be, which, depending on the circumstance, can change anybody. I
Yeah.
mean, don't matter who you are. If your kids are starving to death, you're going to do some ungodly things to make sure they eat.
Oh, yeah. That's
So,
exactly right.
but,
But at the same time, I like, I think it was Bear that said it in different things, but it's just if you can build enough of a homestead and enough of a, a group to have surplus and to be able to do things like that, you can take people in a dire event if you got, because you're going to need a lot of hands to do a lot of jobs. You
oh,
can,
absolutely.
I think it was PJ Fox always says too. It's like, they come with nothing and need to eat, and it's like, yeah, we got some stuff, but I got a ditch I need dug and stuff,
Absolutely.
and it's, I really want to be set up to that point where if it got that bad that I could take people in and, well, you can't take everybody, but you pick and choose. But ones that, like you said, under normal circumstances are good people, and not have to worry about them, you know, becoming an enemy down the road. You can strengthen the group too against whatever outside danger it is.
Right. There's a couple that lives a couple houses down from us. I mean, they're good kids. They're. I'm getting old. I just referred to my neighbor. And they're probably like 30. But anyway, um, but they've got this. I've talked to him a couple times. Yeah, yeah, we watch Doomsday Preppers, man. I'm all into that. It's like, I don't know about it, Junior.
Yeah.
He's talking about the, this, bunker in the side of a hill. They're talking about doing stuff like that. And I was like, no, I mean, like, He probably ain't got a week's worth of food in the house, but he's talking about building a bunker. Like
Yeah.
I'd help him. I would help him. If SHTF, because his
Yeah.
intentions are good, but it's just like they're not catching on. It's that is romanticized.
Yeah.
If you watch Doomsday Preppers, that's kind of like extreme. Like you'd have to be loaded just to have a bottomless pocket to be
Oh
able to
yeah.
do the stuff they do on there. That's not reality to me.
No, not at all. Hey, NWA, good to see you in here.
I'm gonna show this off. Cat lady sent it to me.
All right, let's see it.
It's a picture of her new baby she got today. They said it was gonna kill it if nobody took it.
Oh yeah, that's pretty right there.
It is pretty. As far as pigs go, it is pretty.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's nice. She'll have that thing housebroken in a week.
Well, she's already got one in the house. I think it's in the house. The picture.
Come on now, Papa. One is none, two is one. But yeah, that Doomsday Preppers. I watched a little bit of it, a very little bit, maybe an episode or two. But I mean, it's just like I don't know if you ever watched them or not, but the login shows that they put on TV, like Axemen and what is the rest of them? I don't even remember now. But I mean, they're just made for TV. They're just dramas, all it is.
Yeah.
But I guess it may be good in some ways to kind of put the idea of prepping in people's minds, but at the same time, which then again, I mean, you watch how many channels are on YouTube, putting rice in buckets, water storage, and practical things like that, having a small following, and you got, you know, shows like that, nut jobs and stuff that have a million people watching, and it's just people wants that entertainment aspect of it more than the practical advice.
Right. Because I mean, granted, if I had that kind of money, oh yeah, I'd have a bunker somewhere.
I'd have a tank.
I'd have a tractor.
But yeah,
Now, if I had that much money, yeah, I'd have a bunker. I'd have unlimited amounts of freeze dried food. I mean, just enough for 10 people for 50 years. It's these people. Some of them just I don't know how could you could even afford that. Because there's one guy, he was loading to a box truck.
mm-hmm.
I'm talking like a big 24-foot U-Haul, just freeze dried food. It's like, how do you afford that?
For real. I was watching. I don't know if you've ever watched the Warrior Poet Society, John Lovell. He's got some cool. Yeah, you have to check that out. He does a little bit of prepping stuff, but most of his stuff is more tactical oriented and things like that. But he knows his stuff. And he was talking about that show one time, and he's like, you see all this stuff, and then you see their so-called security aspects. He's like, I could take that place in 5 minutes. Because, he was a ranger. He was an Army Ranger. So, he's top notch. He does a lot of training now, too. He's got different, I don't know what his training company is. It might be Warrior Poet Society or whatever, but he's got a lot of cool videos and stuff. Check out on the tactical side of things.
NWA Prepper does have a good point there. Those prepping shows like, Doomsday Preppers, they are good to get people's attention, like to kind of turn them on to where they actually start researching what it is to be a prepper.
Mm-hmm.
That it might, those shows could lead them to the right track,
Mm-hmm.
even as Hollywood as they are, it's still like, maybe we ought to do this, that kind of thing.
When I first got into prepping, I didn't really,
excuse me,
know that it was a thing, because we've usually had a garden when I was a kid and put up a little extra and, just Southern way of life, really. And then I started, getting into YouTube. I started watching gun channels first, and then it kind of led over into the prepping side. And it's like, hey, that's pretty cool. But
Yeah.
at that time, I didn't really know that there was a prepping thing or community or anything like that. I just thought it was some people put up extra stuff for rainy day.
All right. Yeah, we've always been the kind of people to stay stocked up and stuff like that. And but then back when the illness hit, we was fortunate to have the heads up on that from inside.
Mhm.
Mandy's sister, she works for the government, and she told us y'all better have at least 3 weeks of food. She goes, because here in a couple of days you ain't gonna be able to find nothing. So we immediately, that evening we went to the store because if she tells you stuff like that, you listen.
Yeah.
And so we went out, and it wasn't, man. It was like 2 days later. You couldn't find no toilet paper. You couldn't find no cans of soup. You couldn't find, I mean, anything. Even the dried beans and stuff, like they were gone. And I told her, we decided right then, as soon as those shelves start getting restocked, we will never get caught like this again.
Mhm.
And we've done a pretty decent job. So, and her sister
Yeah.
also, I would have never have pictured her sister as being the kind, she's got chickens and ducks and all this stuff now, and she just got them in like the last 2 years.
Mhm.
She's planting persimmon trees and apple trees, and I was like, we better follow suit, if because she's never been the kind to do that, and if she starts
Yeah.
become self reliant, we need to do the same thing.
Well,
So,
I tell you, I've seen a lot of them on YouTube, and I don't know if it's just, one watching the other one and then repeating, but there are a lot of like, ex-military or military guys and things like that that are really getting into prepping a lot. So it's, like they know something that we don't know. But
yeah.
I've noticed that trend. I don't know if you have or not.
Oh, absolutely. Do you ever watch Southern Prepper One?
He's top notch.
Yeah,
Yeah.
dude. That like when he sends up like urgent news break things, like okay, stop what we're doing. I open my phone because
Yeah.
if it's urgent to him, it's real. You know,
Yeah. I
and
really like, how down to earth and normal he is too. It's not, a bunch of fear stuff or it's not a big production show. It's just straight real.
yep. And you can pretty much believe about anything that's going to come out of his mouth is factual. I mean,
Mhm.
he's a really good guy to watch. He's
Hey,
like
South Florida, good to see you popping in here.
he's what I want my channel to be someday.
Yeah, definitely so. Um, I was going to say something now, but I forgot what it was.
I do that a lot too.
Oh, one of my biggest regrets is not going ahead and planting the orchard when we first got this place because
Yeah.
it just takes so long. Um, we planted our oldest tree is about, I think this is the third year. So it had one apple on it last year that I thought I was going to get, but the wind blew it off before it got ripe. So,
Oh, man.
but we planted a few more, and I really want to add a lot more. But that's one of my biggest regrets is not planting a lot of stuff that comes back every year. Like the apple trees, and you do pear trees, peach trees, grapevines, and strawberries and blueberries and everything like that. I really wish I'd have done that sooner.
Me too. I started. I've got blueberry bush going. I've got raspberries, and I've got grapes that I've just started this year. So I mean, you're talking. And I got blackberries. I forgot about those. Somebody actually
Mm.
just gave me some blackberry starts, but I've got all them started this year. But it's going to be years before you get enough grapes to do anything.
Yeah,
But it starts somewhere. I mean,
that's it. But the strawberries seem to work the fastest or the best starting out or whatever because you'll usually get a crop off them the same year you plant.
oh
It
yeah,
may not be, in abundance, but you'll get something. But Yeah, grapevines and uh, blueberries and blackberries. It's going to take a while, and apple trees. It definitely does. We have a lot of wild blackberries in this area too,
Me
so
too.
we're able to get something. But I would like to be able to raise my own, where it's just you know you don't have the thorns and they get bigger and all that. But we took last year a bunch of the wild vines and stuff around and put
Hmm.
fertilizer on them. And man, they really jumped. The blackberries was almost as big as the ones you get out of the store. The ones that we got off the vines that we put fertilizer on were twice as big as the other wild berries. So it really works.
Nice. Hey, Appalachian Prepper. Good to see you.
Yeah, good to see you in here. World without rule of law, building a permaculture food forest in the third year. That's
That's
good.
still looking for crab apple tree that bears fruit.
I've always heard people tell me that crab apple trees were the best, but I haven't been able to find any. I think it's like a really old, old timey thing or something. Nowhere around the nurseries and stuff I've checked has had any.
Hmm. Now that's one thing I've noticed that's actually cheaper up here this year is fruit trees. I don't know, just because they maybe think people ain't worried about it, but you can get like a 10 foot tall apple tree, various varieties of apples for like, I want to say like $14, $15 for a 10 foot tree. That's not
Yeah. No, not bad at all.
at all. Like you could get a small orchard going for $100.
Yeah, really. But yeah, world without rule of law. I'd definitely like to get some of them cuttings from you. I like to, have all that kind of stuff, which I absolutely love blackberries. My wife makes a really good blackberry cobbler, and
Mm,
it blackberries there to the store are actually really expensive for
yes.
what they are.
Yeah.
But she made a blackberry jam last year. Was the first time that she ever tried making it, and that stuff was the bomb. That was awesome.
You ever have blackberry ice cream?
I haven't.
Oh man. I don't even know where you can buy it, but over in Bedford, a town a couple miles over, it's just a little gas station, and they
Mm.
sell hand dipped ice cream. And I seen blackberry ice cream. I was like, no way. I tried
Hmm.
it. Oh man, dude, because I'm not really an ice cream person, never have been. But man, that stuff is it's amazing.
Yeah, world without rule of law. I definitely want to get some elderberry too. Um, I haven't never tried to grow any, but I want to learn how to make the medicine and stuff out of it because elderberry is really good medicine. But I'll have to look for that ice cream though. Um, it's actually a lake, not too far from here. We go to pretty often, and it's a little town there, and they opened up a little hand dipped ice cream shop, so they may actually have it. I'll have to check and see.
Somebody was looking. I forget who all was looking for crab apples. The only place I found this year that had crab apple trees was Lowe's. So
Oh, really?
if y'all have Lowe's, you might check there. I mean, I don't know. The elderberry talking about the next door neighbor had a huge elderberry tree in the
Hmm.
backyard, and they sold the property. The guy that moved in first weekend he lived here cut that sucker down. Oh,
Wow.
I felt like crying because we'd go over and just pick them all summer,
Yeah.
because real good friends of mine did live there, and they moved out, and she came over. She came over about a week later with her basket to fill it up. She's like, "Where the f is my effing elderberries?" I said, "He cut them. They're gone."
Man, I don't know why people will cut down stuff like that,
I don't either, man. He had.
especially something that takes that long to grow and produce.
There was also which I mean, it is what it is, but it was a lilac bush. But this
Mhm.
thing literally was 15 feet tall, probably just as wide. Just huge lilac. And every summer, that's where all of our hummingbirds nested. Every year, he cut it down same weekend.
Wow.
Man, I guarantee you, there's probably during the summer, any given time, 10, 15 hummingbird nests in there. I mean, they just look like bees buzzing around it. He went in there
Yeah,
and cut it all down. Man,
that's crazy.
if either of you want blackberry cane, just let me know. I appreciate that. That's actually somebody gave me some about a month ago. They're the thornless,
Mm-hmm.
and they a couple of them's taken off. I could use some more, but I've got so many projects going at one time, man. Trying to maintain everything. I don't know if I'm
Yeah,
coming or going, man.
I do that too. It's, you know, so many things that I want to do and different things like that. And I'm not a patient person either. I like to jump on stuff and,
I do too.
you know, move it along, which, you know, you can see what all we've added in just a little over a year or whatever. Because we really didn't add any of the homestead stuff till probably March or May or somewhere along in there of 2019. No, it was early 2020. Yeah, it was 2020. But anyway, a little over a year.
Stop selling your land to outsiders. I would have bought the land if I had my way about it, flow ground, because it was right next door. I wanted that land so bad. I just wanted to tear the house down, just have a huge garden and stuff over there, but couldn't do it.
Mhm. Water well guy says if you don't have an abundance of projects, you ain't prepping. That's true.
Well, then we're right in the game then. And I haven't seen Well Water Guy for a while. I think he's been over at my place a couple times. I did get my well pump up and going. It's just a pitcher pump, but my well's up and running now. He asked me about it some time ago. I think it was him.
Hmm,
But
that's
yeah,
good.
oh man, that water is just ice cold, crystal clear. Oh man, it's like heaven.
Yeah.
And I'll tell you what, that's a big peace of mind having that done, having that right there at the back door. Come what may, at least we got clean water.
Hmm. But
And
yeah, world without rule of law. I've been talking to Orville and stuff, and next time y'all try to get together, I'm gonna try to make it. Hopefully, I'll be able to. Um, this past week, I wasn't able to get home from work in time to be able to make it up there. You know, so hopefully next time we'll be able to get together. And he said y'all had a good time and played some music and all that, so I have to bring my banjo.
oh, it's definitely a blessing, Appalachian. It's just that peace of mind, man, having a well right at your back door. It's it feels great. I ain't gonna lie.
Yeah, water well guy says that a lot of folks worried about water. Water is very, very important.
Yeah, I mean, you ain't got water, you don't have life.
Yeah.
Period. Even more so than food. I mean, because you'll die way before you find food if you ain't got water.
Hmm. I really need to build a rain catchment system. I haven't done that yet, but we have a well and we have ponds and rivers and everything nearby, so it's not a terrible condition, but I do need to build some kind of catchment system. You did one not too long ago, didn't you?
Yeah, I when I did my chicken coop, I made a
Hmm.
little outside area, like a platform for them to put their water and stuff on to keep all the gross stuff out of it. And I put
Hmm.
a small roof on it, so even if it's raining, they can still get out, out of the hen house. And on the back of that, I put about an 8-foot gutter
Hmm.
and I've only got one barrel hooked up to it right now, 60 gallons, and it's plumb full. So it worked good. This past week filled it right up. You're more of a gun guy than I am. There's a question there from South Florida DCL. Which, I mean, I shouldn't say. I should say boomstick. I'm sorry.
I don't think I
I've
got to
got,
worry about too much.
I've got the boomsticks, but as far as what's the best, I couldn't tell you.
Well, um, it's just such a hard question to answer because there's so many different ones, different purposes, and everything like that. Um, you know, people like Bear and um, PJ Fox will say the one you have. So hopefully you do have one. Personally, for general everything type of preparedness, I like, the AR-15 5.56 is usually my go-to. Um, there's lots of different ones that are good. Maybe if you're in a state that you can't quite have that, or like California, you have to have it so ridiculously neutered it's not worth it. Lever actions are very nice. They got a pretty good capacity, they're pretty accurate, things like that. So you can kind of get around a lot of magazine bands because it doesn't have a detachable magazine and everything like that.
Yeah.
I've got an old Winchester Model 94. I did a video on it a while back, and that's a really good gun. It's an older gun that still runs like brand new, but maybe that's something to consider. I really want a lever action um, pistol caliber rifle, like a 357 or 44 Magnum or something like that, but I haven't got one yet, but they're really nice. So it really depends on, what you're trying to do with it, what its main purpose is. All right, Hidden City, glad you were in here for a while, and you go get you some sleep.
Um, One of my favorite guns that I own was given to me by my mother-in-law, which her dad gave it to her. Not that it's like real old, but it's a Marlin 22 lever action. I call it my cowboy gun. It's beautiful. I wish I could show you on here. I mean,
Hmm.
it's well as deadly as a 22 can be. You can't mess with it. You can't
Yeah,
unless you just have no idea of how to pull a trigger. You can't mess with it.
yeah,
And I don't
but
have. I've not been fortunate enough to get an AR or anything like that. Closest I've got to that is I got a 10 millimeter carbine, which I mean it's a
I
pretty tough little piece, but
I really like a 10 millimeter round.
it's and it's basically all it is a pistol on steroids. I mean, really,
Yeah,
um,
but a lot of times that's good enough.
yeah, it's accurate. It's got my brother in law bought me a red dot for it, not the laser, but the scope's got the red dot, and we got it in at 50 yards, which that's pretty good for a pistol. I mean,
Mhm.
it's pretty dead on. So, and then I got the 12 gauge and 20 gauge. Keep looking over here because my gun cabinet's literally right here. My crossbow is my baby, though. Man, I love my
Yeah.
crossbow.
My number one style of guns would be a pistol, just because it's so versatile. Um, you can always have it with you, and it was pretty affordable to train with ammunition wise, but now all of that's out the window and stuff. If you had a 9 millimeter pistol, it's cheaper to train with than a 30-06 rifle.
Right.
Different things like that. But I really like pistols. I've always been a pistol guy to begin with. Just enjoy shooting them and everything else. I've got a 500 Smith and Wesson too. That's
Nice.
a that's a big boy.
Yes, it is. I have a 9 millimeter Smith and Wesson shield. That's a cool little gun. I like it.
Yeah,
It's
they're really good guns.
man, it ain't. But do you have one or have you held one?
I had one. I got rid of it a while back, but they're really nice.
Yeah, it's so light and narrow. I mean, you can't hardly even feel it. Like it's nice.
One of my big things, especially since I got in work on, you can stock an abundance of parts and you can get any kind of holster, any kind of accessory, whatever for them and everything like that. And I got a Glock 48 that I really like. It's really easy to carry. It's really narrow, like the um, shield is, and it's basically like a 19, but just thinner frame. It's the same length barrel and everything. It is single stack, so it has 10 round magazine, um, standard from the factory, but Shield Arms makes the 15 round magazines that really work good for it, and then it's basically like a thin down 19. Cat lady says we're buffering. I bet I know why.
Right? Funny how that works.
hmm
Yeah, that's one prep that I mean, I got. I don't know how to say it because you can never have enough freedom seeds.
Oh
But
yeah.
I'm not comfortable with where I'm at. I mean, I could really use more, but man, my funds are so low right now, and the price is just, which it's coming down. Um,
hmm
Somebody told me that it should be steadily coming down, so hopefully it'll be coming back around, and I can get some more. I ain't even seen a box of 10 millimeter in months.
Tech Tard says that Mommy Tar carries a 44 Magnum. I like 44s too. I got a nice, it's a Ruger. I think they called it a Kodiak backpack, but it's pretty much a snub nose 44 Magnum for like Alaska and stuff like that. It's a pretty sweet little gun. But yeah, I really like those. I was a big revolver guy really until I got into the more prepping things and leaned towards the Glocks, but I've always loved a good wheel gun.
I want a revolver. That'll probably be my next purchase because I doubt I have enough money to buy an AR anytime soon. So you can get revolvers fairly decent price. I'd
Well,
like
one thing about an AR, you can do like Johnny Cash and get it one piece at a time.
right? You can.
But yeah,
Yeah.
you can never have enough freedom seeds and everything like that. But I remember when the ammo shortage first happened around here, pretty much everything 9 millimeter and all that stuff was wiped, but you could usually find 10 millimeter.
Not here. And for a while, you could 12 gauge was all you could get here, and now you can't even find it.
hmm
And turkey season was just this last. Well, it just ended Sunday for here. So
Yeah,
I mean, any that was out there, I'm sure it's gone now.
probably so.
Which I didn't even get to go this year. Man, I love turkey hunting. Love it. Just ain't had time.
Um, Orville's really big into turkey hunting and everything. I haven't really got that much into it. I really haven't been actual turkey hunting and everything, but I'm sure it's fun. But I was gonna try to do a little bit this year, but just didn't get a chance.
Take care of yourself, cat lady, and thanks for being here. I'm talking.
Yeah.
My, sorry, I
Oh no, you're
was
fine.
leaving, man. I didn't mean to.
You hope you get to feeling better. We'll be praying for you.
Was you going to be able to make prep your soul next weekend or this coming weekend?
Yeah, I'm planning on it.
Okay,
Everything should be good.
sweet. Yeah, I heard y'all was going to do a revival over at Prepper Nations. Man, that sounds sweet.
Yeah, something like that. He
Good,
hadn't given me all the details, but we'll be hanging out and having a good time. And he told me to bring something that makes music. So,
dude. That'll be awesome, man. I'm looking forward to that.
yeah, me too.
I that video he made a couple weeks ago on that morning where he came out, like this is a faith based channel. You know, everything. I thought that was awesome for him to do that.
Yeah.
You know,
I really enjoyed that, and
I
I
love.
really respect him a lot on that. It's
Yeah,
one thing for us, with the amount of subscribers and following we have, but with a bigger channel like that, and he's really humble about it. But when you're going out in front of 34,000 people like that, and a lot of people don't believe that way. I mean, you can lose a lot of following in one sentence or one wrong word and everything. So it
right.
really takes you know a brave person to do that in front of that large of a audience.
Well, and uh, God gave him those subscribers and that channel. You know, he said he prayed on it one night, went to bed
Hmm.
with what 60 something or whatever, and woke up with thousands of subscribers. You know,
Yeah.
God's not going to let it get taken from him like that. You know, he might lose a few subscribers, but
Hmm.
that's, the same way with me. If you can't handle me loving Jesus and on my channel and talking about him and praying for people, then it's not the channel for you, I guess. I hate that people think like that, but you know,
Yeah, that's exactly right. But Chris said show up with a kazoo or a triangle. I guess that'll work too.
please don't take a kazoo.
But yeah, I mean, I hope that if I ever do, get that big, that I'll still, you know, not be afraid to say whatever. But, just like you said, I believe in Jesus and I follow him. And, I'm going to talk about it, because he says, if you deny me in front of people, I'll deny you in front of the Father. So that's,
Absolutely.
what we're called to do. So, maybe everybody doesn't agree with that, but, that's just where I stand.
Yep. And I try to make it clear, that I'm not by no means a perfect Christian. I my mouth, I cuss every day. I cuss. It's getting a lot better, but I cuss. But
Yeah, I'm
I
not
know,
either.
I know God loves me. At the end of the day, I know He loves me. So
Hmm. I have my moments too. I mean, it's easy to get overwhelmed with life and everything like that.
I'm right there with you, NWA Prepper. So they get nervous talking to his channel now. I can't imagine having that many subscribers. I couldn't imagine.
Yeah.
I mean, I've got like 1,500, 1,600. I'm fine with that. If I don't gain another one, I'm happy.
Hmm.
I know everybody on a pretty decent personal level, and it's the same group of us every live. I'm good with that. I like just hanging out, talking, and
Yeah.
you know,
I really enjoy having a smaller circle of good people than a, you know, huge following of trolls and, things like that and everything. But I was really excited to get to 1,000. That was a goal I had, and we finally made it. Which I didn't. It wasn't me. I had a lot of people, pushing me and getting the word out there and stuff like that. It helped me. If not, I'd still be probably 100 or 200.
I don't know, man, because you do have good content. You're just an all around good guy, and anybody that watches you knows that. They can see that.
I appreciate it.
No problem, man. Text hearted preference that I'd rather be a toilet brush in heaven than a king in hell.
That's true. There's um there's always been a saying going around that I'd rather rule in hell than serve in heaven or whatever and things like that. But
Yeah.
people don't understand. There's not going to be any ruling in heaven. In hell, the devil himself is not going to rule. He's going to be bound and cast into the lake of fire. It's not going to be what people thinks it is. That is the worst thing imaginable that could happen is somebody die and go to hell.
Well, bless your heart, Chris Pyatt. Did you read that?
I did.
Thank
I'd
you very
like to get up with Arkansas Living sometime. I need to check him out more. I'm subscribed
much.
to him, I think, but I hadn't watched a lot of his stuff.
I watched quite a bit, and I've asked him to. I've extended the invite for Prep Your Soul, and he said we'll do it sometime. So
Mm-hmm.
I just let
That's
it go.
cool.
I don't
Yeah.
need to have Arkansas over on Prep Your Soul. I mean, we can have like up to what 10 people, something like
I,
that. That'd be
yeah, I
awesome.
think so. I think it is.
We'll have to raise our hands to talk or something, but
Yeah. It's like
I,
everybody gets a portion.
I can't stand watching some people's live streams that'll have 7 or 8 people up there and they're all this and that and talking. And there's always somebody that's got a bad echo and it's like,
Mhm.
nope, click next. I'm out.
Yeah, I remember the first time that I think it was the first time that I came on John's channel was when he first started the asylum. Man, that was crazy. It was so many people coming in and everybody just had an echo and everything. I had, my earbuds and stuff, so I didn't create echo, but so many other people did and
Yeah.
just the way which I don't know, I guess it's maybe the lag time or something, but even when it's just two people like me and you, it's hard not to talk over each other, but if you're going to have more than two, you need to have a designated order. This person speaks first, then this person, then this person to
That's
try to avoid that. But yeah, we could definitely, organize something like that. That would be
pretty
cool.
cool. Absolutely. Absolutely, Tech. You know I'm there for you, brother. Hello, Ruth Johnson. That's a new name for me.
I believe that is Prepper Brian Keith's wife, if I remember right. And forgive
Oh,
me if I'm wrong, but I believe it is. Good to see you in here, Ruth. But
do you ever have a problem with calling people like brother or sister, ma'am, sir, whatever, and they're like, I'm not a guy or whatever? Man, I do that so
I
often.
it's so hard really to tell by, profile pictures and names and stuff like that. So a lot of times I'll just be like, hey buddy or something like that and try to be gender neutral and everything. But it really is. And my biggest downfall is pronouncing names.
Yeah, me
Uh,
too.
a lot of times I will get names, all jumbled up, but that's my fault.
Flow grown homesteader there forever. I thought that was a lady.
Mm.
And he finally he corrected me not too long ago. It was like a week ago. He's like, he thinks I'm a girl. I'm sorry.
But yeah, it's easy to do.
And Chris Pyatt, I don't know how many times I called her brother, and every time she'd say, I'm a mamaw. I'm a mamaw. So I finally remember Chris's mamaw.
Yeah. But yeah, one thing I enjoy too is, um, of course everybody's not, but I'm very surprised at how much of the prepper community are Christians.
Absolutely.
Independent says that, yep, was sweating when I was on Papa Preppers.
Oh, you did great.
I, I didn't know
That,
that you had him on there.
yeah, that's where we're having the get together. He's volunteered his bug out spot for
Oh,
the.
that's cool.
Yeah, we're gonna have like his land right there. He's got enough space for like 10 to 15 primitive campsites.
Mm-hmm.
But there's also like state parks and lakes and stuff real close to him where you can camp that's got shower houses and stuff like that if you'd prefer to do that. So it should be a pretty cool thing. We've got several people that said that they will be there. So
Mm-hmm. That's cool.
I think me and Mandy were going to try to, which Mandy's my wife. I think every year we're going to kind of go in a different direction. Like this year, we're kind of going south. The next year, we might go farther south, like down on into Florida, something like
Mm.
that. Then we'll go out east, and then just every year go a different direction. Just meet people, whoever would want to meet, hang out for the weekend, camp or whatever.
Yeah,
Good
that
time.
definitely sounds cool.
And we'll be getting together and like we're wanting to do like little things, like see who can build a fire the quickest, with how primitive you can go and stuff like that. I think it'd be a good time.
Well, I can say I'm definitely not going to be in the top running of that. I'm not a great fire builder. I'll be honest about that.
I'm not too bad, except for a bow drill. I can't do that to save my life. Can't do
I've
it,
never even tried it, honestly.
dude. My hands fall asleep, and it's awful.
East Kentucky, good to see you in here. And they say Israel is getting rockets fired at them. The Red Alert app is going wild at the moment. Hmm. I hadn't heard about that, but it's something. But yeah, they're definitely always doing something around there.
Yeah, I was watching it earlier before the live stream. And they're firing right into Jerusalem. It's like, how? Why? How could you do that?
Mm-hmm. Wow. I didn't know that, but
Yeah,
Zane says
yeah.
been going on for hours. Hmm.
There's been several people killed and kids killed, and
Wow.
not a good situation.
No, definitely not. And usually, when you're thinking about Israel and things like that, you think biblically and you kind of get worried and everything like that. But I don't know. That and the one we got in power now is really not that big of a friend of Israel either. So that's not good.
Even if he was their friend, he'd forget.
Yeah, that's true. Hmm.
I didn't hear that tech.
I hadn't either. But yeah, it's crazy times. Like I said, I'm really not surprised by anything I hear anymore.
Yep. And if you've never considered Christianity and never prayed and never loved God or talked to God, it would be a very good time to start.
Yeah, definitely so. I try to, not push people or be, that kind of way, but I definitely encourage to, you know, try out Christianity, try following Jesus and everything like that in a, nice kind of way. But, I will say that, that is the true God, the rest of the stuff you can believe what you want, but, it's false.
Yeah. It's a real good thing we have God. We know who wins, says Chris. Absolutely.
Yeah, definitely so. But I guess we're going to go ahead and get ready to shut it down. We're almost at the 2 hour mark. I've definitely had a blast being here and always like to hang out with you.
Me too, man. I love getting on here with you and talking.
Mm. We have a lot in common.
Yeah. Obviously, what did John say about our hair?
Yeah. Yeah, I don't got much up here anymore. So I grow it down here.
I've been fortunate because my dad, he's bald. Well, pretty much bald. My papaws were bald. So I dodged a bullet, I guess.
Yeah. It's funny because my dad still got a pretty decent amount of hair. I mean, full hairline, everything like that. But my uncle, he's bald as an onion, and a lot of the other ones that were in my family were bald. So I guess I'm taking on that side or something.
Yeah, my buddy, well, my best friend, he's he just turned 40 last month, and I'd say since he was 19, he's had the receding hairline. Man, it's been way back there.
Mm,
It's just weird how that happens to some people.
yeah,
Come to think of it, he's redhead too.
really.
Yeah, I
Hmm.
guess you kind of look like a redhead. I guess you're a redhead. Red.
It's kind of like blackish brown and everything, but my wife always says my beard is weird because it's got some red in it, and I got gray in it now, and there's some black and brown and everything like that. So it's a little bit of everything going on.
That's the way mine is: brown, blonde, silver. A lot of silver. I swear.
Mine's getting there.
Every day I wake up and look in the mirror, man. There's just more and more. That's all right. My wife says it's hot.
I
No.
always, I always blame my kids.
Oh, I'm sure she done the fair share of it. We've only got one, but that's plenty.
Yeah,
He was talking about having a ball game today, man. I don't miss that.
yeah.
Only she was a soccer player, and their games were like 7 o'clock in the morning every Saturday.
Wow.
Yeah.
All right, world without rule of law. Good to see you, and you have a good night, and God bless you too. I'm
God
glad
bless.
you were in here. And yep, Chris, definitely, we don't do enough praising me, myself, or as, the whole body of Christ. We really lack that, you know, we've really lost that over the years.
Amen, Tech.
Ruth, I'm sure. Definitely so. But I reckon we're going to go ahead and shut it down now, and we'll have a word of prayer and everything. Dear Heavenly Father, thank you for this day, and thank you for this stream, and letting everybody to be able to come together as a community and family again tonight. And we uplift all those that are sick or have a need that needs a touch from you. You know what they are in all of the situations. We pray for the country and for the world. We pray for Israel. We know that your hand is on them, and we pray for your blessing to keep them and keep them well, and whatever the attack is going on. And we pray for America that we'll turn back to you and become a nation under God again, and to turn away from all the wicked that we're doing now and is caught up in, and forgive us of our sin, and bless everybody that was on here tonight watching. In Jesus' name, amen.
Amen.
But all right, y'all, we appreciate you stopping in, and we'll see you later. Like I said, I'll be over on Papa's Prep Your Soul next Sunday, so looking forward to that. That'll be a good show.
Awesome.
You have anything to close us out with?
Just thanks for having me, brother. I love coming over here, man. Good people. And I think you're a good guy. I really like being here talking to you, man.
I appreciate it. You are too, and you're always welcome anytime over here.
I
So
appreciate it.
appreciate it, y'all.
And thanks
Stay
for
prepped
everybody
up,
for being
prayed
here.
up, and strapped up. Yep. Appreciate all of Papa's people here.
All right, y'all. God bless.